It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. How different were the markets in the different cities? Like, it sounds like a lot of them were in the Ohio area, so maybe the market was the same, but I'd imagine, especially in the real estate, as you get to different cities, all of a sudden, how you buy something in Columbus looks a whole lot different than how you buy something over here, maybe. Or is it all, maybe the ranges are different because the comps are different, but
they're completely different. You have an understanding when you live in a city and you've been working in a city for 7 years that in real estate, that street to street, this is a dividing line. They're in the same zip code, but the values are way lower when you cross this street because the school district changes or just the demographics of the neighborhood are different, crime's higher, whatever the situation is, you know that. Mm-hmm. Where if you're just pulling a radius search from a computer and you are, using a Zestimate or something like that, that is taking an algorithm of the radius of the area, you will miss by $100,000 in some cases on a property because right across this one street, there are $200,000 houses and there's $600,000 houses over here, and someone averaged things. In a good way of saying it. So it's profoundly different. It's profoundly different when you're a face-to-face closer and you can sit, embellish a little bit. You'll sit and hold somebody's hand and talk them through their entire situation and close a deal with a pen and a paper, to talking to somebody over the phone and offering them on their house. They've never met you. You're not reading body language. You're not really understanding the full situation, to translating that to a sales team and a team that turns over a little bit and having them understand what and then applying it to a virtual model. That's a big leap. If you're not a sales trainer, if you're not a sales manager, that's a big leap sometimes. And then to totally make things as difficult and as confusing as possible, you ask that sales representative to not only manage leads in Cleveland, Ohio, but Cincinnati, Ohio, and Dayton, Ohio, and Akron, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio, and rural areas in between. And they're coming into your office saying, how do I analyze this property? And you're having the same conversation. Well, I don't know. We got to figure it out together. Offer, in this range or whatever. So the situation. So instead of having an ironclad system that is proven and creating a standard operating procedure off of that, and having people experts in certain areas, and really getting to learn and know their area the way that we knew Columbus when we were specifically working Columbus, was a recipe for disaster that we couldn't see. We're too ignorant to know, couldn't see as a team, and you can't pinpoint the problem because you got all these KPIs. Now we're measuring KPIs on everything. I got to see KPIs. I got to see numbers on everything.
There's so much shit you don't even know what to measure. You just measure everything.
It's like, but how does Akron translate to Dayton? And how does we only marketed there, like one list that we marketed over there was for 4 weeks, but this list over here was for 12 weeks, and this was 50,000, and this was 12,000. How does this translate? None of it. There's no consistency there, and yet we were successful doing it, and still very challenging. It was a different type of challenge, challenge of now managing people and managing systems and personalities and budgets and looking at this stuff versus like just go out there and go sell something and go look at a house and do a rehab estimate and go secure the financing and go do it. So
run the play. You should run the play.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.